Suddenly she remembered her grandmother and set off as fast as she could to her house. She was surprised to find the door open. She said,
"Grandmother, are you home?"
The wolf disguised his voice. He said,
"I'm in my bed."
There she saw grandmother lying in bed with the covers pulled up high. She certainly looked strange. She said,
"Grandma, the ears you have. I better hold you, my girl. I better see you, my girl. What big nose you have. I better smell you, my girl. Grandmother, what big mouth you have. I better eat you, my girl."
With that, the wolf chased Little Red Riding Hood to the closet, and her grandmother let her in just in time. The wolf tried with all his might to break down the door, but soon he became very tired, fell asleep, and started to snore. Hunters who had been working in the forest happened to walk by and heard the snoring. They went inside and saw the wolf sleeping. They said,
"Are you home, Grandmother?"
Grandmother slowly opened the closet door and told them everything that had happened. Then Grandmother took Little Red Riding Hood in her arms and hugged her tightly. She said,
"All my childhood cannibal fright you give us.
If
If you only promise to listen to your mother,
the wolf
the wolf will never come here.
don't."
Don't stop for anything."
Meanwhile, the wolf was still sleeping and snoring with his mouth open wide. The hunters poured a big bag of yeast down the wolf's throat. Suddenly, the wolf's stomach began to swell. It grew and grew until it almost burst. When the wolf woke up, he was so heavy he could hardly walk. He dragged himself into the woods and never bothered the children again. Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother were very happy to be safe. All of them sat down, ate the foods and cakes Little Red Riding Hood had brought. When the meal was finished, grandmother felt much better. The hunters said,
"Goodbye and thank you for the meal."
Grandmother and Little Red Riding Hood said, "Thank you, dear,
Thank you, dear hunters,
for
for the meal,
saving."
saving our lives.
The hunter said,
Oh, don't worry, Little Red Riding Hood. We will look on Grandma eats to see if she's all right.
They waved them goodbye as they made their way into the forest. Grandmother and Little Red Riding Hood went back inside and had a nice visit together. Grandmother said, "Oh, Little Red,
Oh, Little Riding Hood,
you
you gave us a scare.
don't ever..."
Don't ever talk to strangers.
Little Red Riding Hood said,
I promise.
"I will."
I'll never talk to strangers again.
And she kept that promise from that day on. The end.